And hello, how is everybody doing today? Today we are joined by the lovely Valerie from Essential Oils UK. I think I got that right. And Valerie's going to come in and talk to us all about essential oils, what we need to know, what we should be using, how they benefit our health. And as Valerie knows, I love my essential oils. There's one in particular that I always buy and I always wear, and that is the Abundance. I love it because it's got a beautiful scent, and I'm not a perfume person, so I like to use this every day just instead of perfume. But I'll let Valerie come in and introduce herself. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the box and we'll do our best to answer them. So off you go, Valerie.
Sounds good. Hello. So I guess, yeah, I'm Valerie and I live here in England. I'm obviously American, but I live in England with my two young boys. I think they're 7 and 5 now. And I basically teach people how to use essential oils, and that's my business. So yeah, I just introduce people to them and tell them about the benefits and why they work. And the reason I started kind of using them was to detox our house and kind of try more natural ways of taking care of our body. And once you kind of go down the rabbit hole of essential oils, you realize that there's a whole world that you can take care of yourself just with plants, and you don't really, nobody talks about it. So I'm here to talk about it.
All right, Valerie, so tell us, what do you recommend we should be using?
The light.
I'm going to close a window because somebody's beeping at me. So what essential oils do you recommend we should be using, particularly at this time of the year, to ward off any germs?
So I think, yeah, there's a few different things you should be using in the winter, right? So we have oils that can help boost your immune system. So we have a blend. I work for Young Living Essential Oils. So we have a blend called Thieves Oil, but the blend in that has cinnamon bark. And cinnamon bark is really healthy for your immune system, amongst the other ones that are in there as well. So we use that kind of daily. On the kids, I always dilute it. So dilute means just using a carrier oil with it. And I rub it on the kids' feet every day, especially right now because Christmas is next week. And we don't want a Christmas cold, you know?
Can you just explain what a carrier oil is?
Yeah, so carrier oil is, I was starting to, but then I lost track there. So carrier oil is a fatty oil. So coconut oil or sunflower oil, anything fatty like that, because essential oils are distilled from the plants. And so when you distill them, they put steam through the plant's foliage, and then up it comes, the oil comes out. And the oil is the best part of the plant. So you would have known, like if you take lavender or mint and you rub the leaves in your fingers, and then your fingers have that beautiful oil and you can smell it. That's what it is. So that's it. It's nothing crazy. It's just plant juices. We don't use any pesticides or weed killers, and it's 100% pure. So not everything is regulated with essential oils. So it's important where you source them from. But yeah, when you have something that's 100% potent, you definitely need to put a carrier oil with it so that it stretches further, and also so that it doesn't harm your skin.
Brilliant. And we just got Jane. Hello, Jane. Thank you very much for joining us. Any questions, pop them in the box and Valerie will answer them for you. So what else would you recommend we should be doing then? Any other oils?
I will. Yeah, so I think for Christmas time and winter, definitely something to boost your immune system. So again, cinnamon, clove, any of those. It's really funny because those are wintry kind of scents anyway, but there's a reason for that. It's really good in the winter. And I don't know, I'm a mom of 2 boys, same as you. And Christmas, although beautiful and magical, is very stressful. Like even if we do our best, right? Like I do my best to prepare, and like I even made a funny comment 2 weeks ago, like, oh, we're so ahead of it this year. Like we're not. And so I feel like essential oils can be used extensively for your emotions, and not just your own emotions, but your children's emotions too. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've got my diffuser there hanging up. I'm opposite. And I just always have the diffuser on all the time, especially in the Christmas time, because it helps everyone passively get essential oils because they're breathing in the aromatherapy. And it just really calms down the house. And we also have like Christmas blends, like Christmas Spirit, that helps, that has cinnamon in it. Yeah, so that helps kind of set the mood, but actually it's really good for your body too. So we like to diffuse
I want some of that now that I've seen that. I fancy some of that. I have a diffuser in my son's room and one in my room. And yeah, right. Remind me at the end of this to get some of that off you.
Yeah. So I think just pay attention to your emotions. And when you're feeling really stressed out, you can put essential oils onto your skin here, like onto your pulse points. You can have them on diffusers. You can put them in a bowl of water. Like if you're congested or something, you can put some eucalyptus and breathe in that, or in your shower. There's lots of different ways. I know that we talk a lot with you about women's health as well. And something that I didn't know before was that you can use essential oils for your hormones too. So you can like help your female hormone production with oils too. So they really are, they are amazing. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I do love holistic alternative treatments because there's so much to learn all the time. And I'd be really interested, the more you learn about this for hormones with menopause, perimenopause, do let me know, because I'm sure we all would like to learn more about that.
Well, we do a class, we try to do it once a month on women's hormones, and that covers everything from trying to conceive for a baby all the way to menopause. So yeah, we can discuss that as well. But yeah, if you're looking for oils that can help with menopause, I love peppermint oil because that's really good for hot flashes. So you can like make a peppermint spray for the back of your neck. You can use, if you have aches and pains, sometimes we don't talk about that with menopause, but you can get different aches and pains. So you can use things like wintergreen, or again, peppermint's really good for things like that. And then we have things like clary sage, which helps balance out your estrogen levels. And we have natural progesterone. So you can naturally do progesterone supplement so that you're not having to go on HRT, which is synthetic. And synthetic hormones aren't really good for us. They're really unhealthy for our bodies. And all that does really, in my opinion, is prolong the inevitable. So why not love your body naturally through the process?
I've got a message from Jane saying, please tell me more about ones to use for hormones, please.
Definitely. So yeah, for hormones, so I'm 30, how old am I? 37. So yeah, I feel like perimenopause is probably in the next 5 years for me. Things are already starting to change. Like I'm getting different acne and stuff, and that's only hormonal. And actually, sometimes I second guess myself, so I stopped using the essential oil hormones just to be sure they were working. I know that sounds crazy, but if I'm selling something, I need to know it works, right? And my face is broken out, and it just says to me like, okay, you're on the right path. You're taking care of your body. My skin was clear. I was feeling healthier. I wasn't worried about when things were coming, because normally I get really emotional, that time of the month. But when I'm using the progesterone every day, I don't get those emotions. Like, Ben, even my husband, notices that I'm just happier, and it just comes
a big change then.
Yeah, and like you could buy a cup, and that helps with them. The cup helps a lot if you're still menstruating. The cup helps a lot because you don't get as bad of cramps with the cup. I find
no chemicals. That's
no
it.
chemicals in there hurting you. Again, something that people don't really talk about. What have we been taught to put on our bodies or inside for all these years? Anyway, that's another note. But just because of who I'm talking to, I thought I should bring it up. But yes, we have oils for progesterone and estrogen. So I recommend to take. Well, I do. I take one every day. I just roll it on my forearm here when I brush my teeth. And it's easy as that. It lasts a really long time, a few months, and it's not too expensive because you think like you're buying stuff all the time. And I'm not comfortable with using synthetic things. I never have been. We don't even really use paracetamol. Like I'd rather.
So how much is it then? How much is this progesterone?
So it's called progestin. So yeah, progesterone. I feel like is £38, but that's a 250 ml bottle like this. So that's 250 drops. So that would last me 3 to 4 months if I do it every single day. And then we have different ones for the estrogen. So we have a lady sclerol, which means if you're already in menopause, you'd want to go for that one. It's just different amounts of the oils. Or we have a sclerescence, which again, you don't have to remember this, but that's more for perimenopause. Or if you just want thyroid support, which also boosts your estrogen, we have one called EndoFlex, which is the endocrine system. So that I put on my thyroid here, and that's the one I choose to use. And yeah, but when you do start using progesterone, you'll realize that's when your skin clears up. It doesn't happen anymore. And that's when, yeah, like your periods are more gentle. You don't get the crazies a week before. You all know what I'm talking about.
No idea.
Yeah. So again, the other ones, Lady Scleral is a bit more expensive. I think that's 54. But again, it will last you 4 months, and it really helps with everything. So I just think, that's like a dinner out. And we don't think about things like that when we're buying a bottle of wine for 40 quid that we drink in one night. And then we have a problem spending 40 quid on something that will last us 4 months and really help our body. So it's all about priorities and what your priorities are. I want to feel better. I'd rather give up a meal out and feel better than not.
No, you're probably right. I agree in spending money on my health. At the end of this, would you add the link to your hormone grouply chat that you have? Because I'm sure there'd be a few women would want to join that and learn a bit more. And yeah, I'm just thinking what other one I might be needing now. So I'm 42 in March.
Yeah.
And no signs yet of perimenopause, but I can tell it won't be that long till it's here. Yeah. So what would you recommend for someone at my age?
So yeah, that's, I mean, I'm a little bit younger than you, but yeah, I would say the same. So probably sclerescence and progesterone. I think anyone after they've menstruated should be using oils to love on their hormones. And it's not like where you can kind of overdose. You can't like take it and overdose. They do recommend if you're on HRT though, that you don't do both, because that's a bit confusing for your body. And also if you're on birth control, because birth control is hormones. So that's where you get to decide. We did natural family planning, so I haven't been on birth control for a long time, 12 years, and it around ovulation and cycles. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, so organized. I would have kids by now if I did that.
We didn't have any accident babies, and I am very fertile, so we were very careful. And also, like, we don't use anything else. you know what I mean? Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. But yeah. I know my hormones. I know how to help my hormones, and I know how to understand my body. And I think it's super important to be teaching our young girls this, like, this is going to happen to you and you need to know about it. I mean, I know it's kind of, again, going off on a tangent, but if we know that we can use plants, we know that eating plants are healthy. I think, were you just drinking a smoothie? Like, we know eating plants is healthy for us. But that's all that these little bottles are. They're just bottled up plants. So of course they're going to be good for us as long as they're responsibly sourced without chemicals, which is what the brand that I use is. So don't just go and buy like anything from TK Maxx and be putting it on you thinking it's going to help. Do your research.
It's like when I hear somebody say, "Oh, I managed to get a year's worth of omega oil for $4.99."
Maybe you might want to look into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Anything, you choose what you spend your money on. And I think definitely the older I get, the more I understand how important the only thing we have is our health, really, because nothing else matters if you're sick, as you know, because you have a chronic illness, So if you can find something that's natural, that helps your body and helps your mind and your soul and your hormones, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's still really new in England. I've known about it my whole life. The company I work for has, been trading for 25 years. But over here, it's still pretty new. And so that's why I'm really glad that you invited me to talk about it, because it is new. But there's people like me who will mentor you and teach you and tell you what to use. And then you're on your merry little way, and it's fine.
It's all about, you don't know what you don't know. So for me, I was told years and years ago, I was diagnosed at 34, 35 with ankylosing spondylitis. And my consultant said, I asked the question, is there anything I can do naturally? Because I don't want to be in this medication all my life. I'm not going to have a very long life. And his response was no, absolutely not. So, and I love a challenge. I'm so competitive. So game on. And it took me a couple of years, but I am now medication free 4 years. Is this 4 years? I've completely forgot. I know I'll always have it. It sits there reminding me, but it does not take over my life, and it doesn't
Yeah.
stop me doing things
Yeah.
anymore. And it's down to food, supplements.
No.
Do your own research, learn. It's your responsibility to look after your body, and don't
Yeah.
listen to other people without asking
Yeah.
questions. You know, where have you got your information from? How do you know that's true? You need to be responsible. So yes, I'm a big advocate for all holistic approaches as well, as and when
Try
you
things
can.
out. Mm.
Exactly, it's all new. And the more I'm thinking about this progesterone one, I think I'm going to get it as well. May as well try and keep the hormones
Yeah.
before the perimenopause stage. You still there?
Yeah, I
Just
mean, like, yeah, I can't see how many. Yeah, and even premenopause, my friend was trying to get pregnant, and they're having. Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry.
it's sort of going on and
Yeah.
off, so you carry on and I'll let you know.
Sorry about that. I think it's because where we live is not very good internet, but no, I just know there's so many success stories with just progestins alone. You know, people holding pregnancies, and because again, we don't really learn about our cycle. So please, like, if you're watching this, come to the class. I'll go ahead and schedule. We're not doing anymore, obviously. December, Christmas is next week, but we will have one in January, and I'll just schedule it today so that it's in the books. It's on Zoom, and you can come live, or if you want the recording because you're not comfortable, that's fine too, whatever. But you can take your health into your hands. You can feel better. You can feel happier. You can make your marriage happier. You can help your libido. You can do all the things. It doesn't matter what your age is or what circumstances you're in right now. Yeah,
Exactly.
you can use natural plant products and make your life better. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Well, the other morning, my son could not get out of bed. He was so tired. It's that time of year. Everybody's fed up. They just want a few days lying curled up in the sofa, eating chocolate and watching movies. And I can't remember which essential oil I took out, but regardless, I let him have a little smell, and straight away went, he was like so chilled and relaxed. And later on this evening, actually, at 3:30 after school, my sons, 11 and 8, are off for their monthly massage. I take them to a lady locally, and she gives them massages, essential oils, crystals, Reiki. She spends an hour with them,
Yeah.
and they absolutely love it.
Yeah. It's good. It's so important to keep them young. I mean, my son woke up this morning with a stomach ache. I think it was anxiety. And he asked me straight away, can I please have the Digest oil? He's 5. He's 5. And he asked me for the oil for his stomach because he knows, kids know what makes them feel good. We're the only ones that ignore our bodies. The older we get, the more we ignore. But kids know, that makes me feel good. I don't like the smell of it, but it makes me feel good. Because it's not a nice smelling one. But it doesn't matter because he feels better. And he went,
let's educate them when they're young. It's so important that we educate in so many different things that we didn't have growing up. And there's a lot to be said for empowerment. Yeah, just being in control and in charge. Well, Valerie, thank you very much. I won't keep you much longer. And you're going to pop the links in, so if anybody wants to jump over and ask you any more questions or find out more, that would be great. So I'm going to say goodbye to Valerie now, and don't you go, because I need to order a couple of those oils from you. So bye, everybody, and thank you so much for joining in. Bye. Take care.
Bye.